Hey everybody, Chris here, Vision Insurance Group, and I get the question a lot when having life insurance conversations, how much life insurance do I really need? And that's a really good question. It's a really individualized question. You can't just throw out a number because it really depends. And so we're looking here at my website, www.visionInsuranceGroup.com. And if you go up to the services tab and click on life, there is a button here, Life Insurance Estimator. And that's precisely what this tool does. It's really fast and simple. It launches a new window with a needs calculator. So it's going to ask you 7 quick questions on how much you need. And so the first question is, how much annual income would you like to provide if you were no longer here? And so I am just going to throw some numbers in here to give you guys an idea. Suppose I wanted to provide $50,000 of income to my spouse if something should happen to me. And let's just say I want to replace that income for about 5 years. Okay, that's what I'm selecting in question 2. Question 3, how much debt would I like to pay off immediately? For each person, this could be a little different. What would actually happen if your spouse passed away, or if you passed away? Would your spouse have to sell their house, etc.? These are all questions that kind of come up in that process. That's why I like these questions so much. Let's just say, for instance, I have a mortgage, maybe I have some student loans, maybe I have some credit cards, and I'd like to retire, all of those, and I'm putting in 250,000 because that's maybe the most common that I'm seeing there. But for you, this number could be much, much smaller. It could be much larger. People who go to med school and dental school, etc., have huge student loan liabilities. And so these are going to largely vary. But I'm going to hit next. How much would I like to provide for childcare? My 4 children do require some care. So how much would I want to leave behind for that? Largely, this is going to depend on what kind of area you live in and how much that costs. I'm just going to put in 25,000. And I understand some places it's going to be much, much larger than that. Other places, if grandma watches the kids, you're just going to put in a 0 here, but I'm just going to throw one in. How many children require college funding? And you can add in each child and what's their age currently and what type of school do they plan to attend. So I'm just going to put in for instance, I have a 5-year-old daughter. Will she go to public or private? I don't know. Just to be on the safe side, we'll go private. And next, how much of an emergency fund would you like to have set aside? So this should be 3 to 6 months of expenses. If you're a 2-income family, perhaps you could go on the shorter side. If you're a 1-income and you just have one breadwinner, you should really have like 6 months of expenses. So I'm going to put another maybe 50,000 in this box. And then the last question is, how much do you currently have? And so let's just say for this example, I don't have any. I'm going to go through and it's going to give me this estimated need. So here it says if I want to replace that much income, pay off those debts, leave that behind for childcare, college funding, emergency fund, and burial cost, it is just about $1 million. And that seems pretty close to me. So there could be individualized circumstances that would cause you to need to go higher or lower, like I said, but this gives you a really good starting point. So if you want to just play around with the calculator, this really gets you thinking how many things you'd really have to replace if you're no longer here. So hopefully that was helpful. You can find that on my website, and leave a like or a comment, and let me know what you think of that tool. Thanks for tuning in.